everybody, and welcome back to another Thursday Shuffle. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right, we're back again. We're going to pick two of these packs at random, and we're going to open them up this week. We've got, of course, Dominaria Alliances, Throne of Eldraine, Scourge, Torment, Homelands, Eldritch Moon, and Conspiracy Take the Crown. Some pretty cool, spicy stuff here this week. So we're just going to shuffle this up, then we're going to get our trusty D8, and we're going to go ahead and roll it twice, pick two packs at random, and I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm really enjoying this series. I get to open up like a bunch of random stuff. It's not like always the same. It's always different. I try to add two packs back to the pile of 8 every week that have not been opened in the last like 2 weeks, at least. So that way, you know, each week we have something a little bit different. So this week I added, of course, the Alliance pack and the Dominaria pack. So we've got 3. Okay, we're going to go down 3 and we're going to go down 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to open up this one and, of course, this one. So what do we got this week? We got Torment and Scourge. We're going to have a throwback week here on the Thursday Shuffle. Let's check this out. Where do we want to start? Ooh, man, I don't even know. Where do we want to start? I think I want to start with Scourge. I think that's where I want to start. Let's just see here. What are we looking for? This one? Yeah, this one. And this one? And then Scourge is in here somewhere. Where are you? Are you here? Here you are. And then what's the other one? Torment? Torment back here too, probably? There it is. Okay. Okay. So, oh man, Torment, we could hit that Cabal Coffers. That's a spicy meatball to see, right? It's only an uncommon too, my goodness. And then in, are you serious? That can't be right, can it? Is Panim's Aura at $11 right now from Scourge? Alright, well, let's get into it. Scourge first. The thing about this is that these cards are all so awesome and old that I just really enjoy them, because I didn't play a lot during Torment, but I did play a lot during Scourge, so for me, this is a fun one. So, Dragon's Breath, very nice. Look at that art. Dragon's Breath on like some sort of like boar, right? Okay. Temporal Fissure. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. Storm, of course. Storm being a big one in here. Dragon Fangs. Again, they seem to be putting these dragon abilities on, like, you know, boar or beast type creatures, you see? Like the other boar had Dragon Breath and this one has Dragon's Teeth, right? Very interesting aesthetic there. Bonethorn Valesk. 4/2 Beaster for 5. Recuperate. I don't think there's any commons that we have to worry about. Let's see. Yeah, there's no commons that are over $1, so I'm just gonna kind of go through the commons, just not super quickly, but just like quickly enough that we're not, you know, spending an hour talking about one pack. Mercurial Kite, really cool art on this one. It looks almost like the bird is like just covered in like lightning, essentially. It's a really neat aesthetic. Aven Farseer. Lots of birds in this set as well. The Scourge set, along with the block that this was a part of, because this was part of, I believe, if I'm looking here correctly, it was part of the Onslaught block. Yeah, the Onslaught block was very tribe heavy, so there was lots of things like, you know, lots of goblins, lots of elves, lots of clerics, lots of wizards, you know, that kind of stuff. So then birds was also one of the tribes that showed up, and then beasts, of course, was pretty heavy, even though it wasn't really a tribe for beasts, was there? It was kind of like a mix of just beasts amongst the, you know, red-green kind of area, right? Lingering Death here. Treetop Scout. Just absolutely gorgeous art on this one too. I really like the old aesthetic of the elves that are like kind of like almost like one with like nature, in the aspect of like their hairstyle and stuff is very like branchy, I guess is the word that you would use to describe it, or like they look very tree-like. We've got a Shoreline Ranger. We had another bird soldier here, right? There it is. Very nice. And then we've got our first uncommon. Oh yeah, first uncommon. A Feto Runecaster. Look at that wizard right there. Some fancy footwork they've got going on there, for sure. Whenever a creature is turned face up, you may draw a card. Now, to note, that's not just your creatures. It's whenever a creature is turned face up. So, that's kind of neat. Hey, we got a Wirewood Symbiote. That's a card. I don't know where that sits on the price range. Does this show up somewhere? I know it used to be a pricey card. It's not quite over $1, but it's a very good card. So, I mean, like, you can see the art here is quite drastic. It's like an insect digging into, like, you know, what appears to be an elf. Or maybe what was left of an elf. But it says, return an elf you control to its owner's hand. Untap target creature. Play this ability only once each turn. Very cool. Very cool. And then we got a Proteus Machine. So we missed all the uncommons, it looks like, right? Because we got Panem's Umbra, we got Brain Freeze, we got Undead Warchief, we got Dragon Speaker Shaman, Long-Term Plans, Tendrils of Agony. Oh, a Feto Runecaster is $2.30. Oh, look at that. Probably because it's when anybody's... And also the new Morph deck that came out for Commander, right? That's probably what bumped that up, I would imagine. And then Unspeakable Symbol, and then Daru Warchief, right? So the captains of the different tribes seeing a price tag on them as well. Proteus Machine is interesting, though. It's a 3-mana artifact that says Morph for 0, right? So you can put it face down for 0 cost, which is kind of a dead giveaway, I think. I don't know if there's many other Morph creatures that cost 0 to put it face down. And then when it's turned face up, its type becomes the creature type of your choice forever. It's just kind of like a body that becomes part of your tribe, regardless of what tribe you're playing, which is kind of cool. It was very interesting for this set. And then our rare, Dimensional Breach. So there you go. Missed out on, like, you know, the Sliver Overlord and the Decree of Silence and all that kind of stuff, but that's okay. I don't think Dimensional Decree shows up anywhere in the high range here. Let's just take a quick peek. Dimensional? Yeah, it comes in pretty low on the price tag, but that's all right. So it's a 7-mana white sorcery that says remove all permanents from the game as long as any of those cards remain removed from the game. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player returns one of those removed cards he or she owns to play. So it's a very interesting concept in the aspect of it is a temporary board wipe as opposed to a complete board wipe, right? It exiles them, which is interesting because it puts them in exile, right? And so that way they can't, you know, bring them back from the graveyard and stuff, but every turn they get something back, right? So it says, what, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player returns one of the removed cards they own? Yeah. So it's kind of interesting in the aspect of if your opponent has a large board state, and you don't, you can totally cast this. Now, to be fair also, this removes all permanents. That includes lands. It's not just your, you know, non-land permanents. This is all permanents. So that means if your opponent has way more land than you and all this nonsense, you can, like, it's going to take them a while to get all their stuff back. So, now, to be fair, you probably have about 7 lands yourself here, if you're casting this, since it costs you 7 mana. But, that being said, interesting little thing. Interesting little thing. Ooh, and we did get a foil. We got a foil Recuperate. That's pretty cool. I love these old foils with the Star Wipe on the bottom. I really wish they would bring the Star Wipe back. The Star Wipe is just a cool little effect on the bottom of the card that doesn't really have any impact on anything. It just lets you know it's foil. It's great. I love it. All right, let's move on to Torment next. Now, Torment has some interesting things in it. There's not nearly as much value in Torment as there is in Scourge, but you could open up an uncommon worth almost $50. So there is that. And it looks like we have a foil right on the front. Again, I guess this is one of those packs where, like, the thing, it's reversed, right? So, like, this is commons here. Yeah, Okay. And then this is our foil. So I don't know if you all saw that foil, but I'm going to try to hide it till the end. If you did see it, good job. But we're going to talk about it at the end. Anyway, we've got Floating Shield here. Little 3-mana enchantment in white. Enchant creature, I should say. So as Floating Shield comes into play, choose a color. Enchanted creature has protection from the chosen color. This effect doesn't remove Floating Shield, so you can give it protection from white, and it won't remove this enchantment, which is interesting. Then you can sacrifice Floating Shield, and target creature gains protection from the chosen color until end of turn. So as it comes into play, choose a color. Enchanted creature has protection from the chosen color. Why would you need... Oh, because it lets you protect a different creature, because it's target creature, not the creature that's enchanted. That's what I was like, why do you need to sack it? Okay, makes sense. Interesting little card. Could see some play in, like, white-green enchantments. Interesting enough. You know, giving your creatures protection from removal spells and stuff is very relevant. Crippling Fatigue. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. A flashback for 2, pay 3 life. Flashback was big in this set as well. That's why you've got like the little tombstone in the top corner there. That's what basically represented cards that could be played from the graveyard, right? It was an interesting little way to keep track of it early on. We've got Aquamoeba, little 1/3 for 2. Discard a card from your hand, switch Aquamoeba's power and toughness until end of turn. There you go. Pay No Heed, little 1-mana instant from white. Prevent all damage a source of your choice would deal this turn. Cool, cool. Cabal Torturer. Look at the art on that. That's gorgeous. Just really cool aesthetic here with like the staff that's got like the lightning shooting up into like the dude's face there. Because he's torturing him, obviously, right? Threshold was another thing that came out around this time. Threshold is a thing where it's like you have to have 7 or more cards in your graveyard for it to trigger. So this is like tap a black, tap this. Creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Or if you have Threshold, you can tap 3 and 2 black and tap it and give -2/-2. Seems like a really high cost for getting an additional -1/-1. But hey, what can I say? You'd be better off having 2 Cabal Torturers on the battlefield. Because then it only costs you 2 black and tapping 2 creatures. And not 7 cards in your graveyard. But that's me, you know. Fiery Temper, instant in red. 1 in a red. Fiery Temper deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Madness. So Madness, another good mechanic that's seen some reprints and replay. Madness has come back as well. We've got Spirit Flare. So we've got 3 and a white for an instant. Tap target untapped creature you control. If you do, it deals damage equal to its power to target attacking or blocking creature an opponent controls. And you can flashback it for 1 and a white and pay 3 life. Putrid Imp. Good old Putrid Imp. Discard a card from your hand. Putrid Imp gains flying until end of turn. Right? And then, so this is essentially one of the best cards in this set for turning on your Madness cards. Because it's a 1-mana discard outlet. So it lets you toss your Madness cards to cast them for cheap. And it gets a bonus, right? It gains flying until end of turn when you just discard a card. So that's kind of cool. Flash of Defiance. 2 mana. Players can't block with green or white creatures this turn. Seems very, very specific. Doesn't seem really that great. Cephalid Aristocrat. Okay, cool. Whenever Cephalid Aristocrat becomes the target of spell or ability, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. That seems not great. I mean, like, it's good if you need Threshold, I guess. It just seems weird. Anyway, we're into uncommons now, so there are a few uncommons to keep an eye out for. Of course, Cabal Coffers, seeing a big, huge price tag on there. But also you've got Tainted Peak, Tainted Isle. Cabal Ritual is a common worth 250, but we didn't see it. Then there's Chainer's Edict, Cleansing Meditation. Accelerate is also a common. We didn't even look for these. Did we get an Accelerate? I don't think we did. And we didn't get a Cabal, right? Cabal Torturer. Yeah. None of those. Okay, that's fine. I didn't think we saw them, but, you know, you never know, right? So you need to go here. And you need to, I don't know if we can do this. So this is an interesting one because I need to go look it up on here probably. Mind my typing here. This one. And we want this one. There we go. Okay, that'll be interesting to talk about when we get there. Okay, we've got Narcissism, which is, you know, it is in fact an interesting little enchantment here for 2 and a green. The art is very cool. Looks like a face stealer type thing going on right here. We've got pay a green, discard a card from your hand, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, or pay a green, sacrifice Narcissism, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Interesting. Then we have a Grotesque Hybrid. Whenever a Grotesque Hybrid deals combat damage to a creature, destroy that creature. It can't be regenerated. Or you can discard a card from your hand. Grotesque Hybrid gains flying and protection from green and from white until end of turn. That's kind of cool. So not only is it a discard outlet to turn on your Madness cards, but it also basically does Death Touch, but can't be regenerated, which is kind of cool. And it can get protection from green and white. All right, seems decent. Devastating Dreams as our rare. So you'll notice there we only got two uncommons there before the rare happened, and that's because we have a foil, and the foil's an uncommon. Come on, foil Cabal Coffers. Don't know what that would be, but that seems pricey, if you ask me. I guess we could do this. Does this tell us? Foil Cabal Coffers would be $86. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. That Grim Lavamancer in foil, though. $102. My goodness. Devastating Dreams as our rare, which I don't think really sees any value. But that's okay. 2 mana, red sorcery. That says, as an additional cost to play Devastating Dreams, discard X cards at random from your hand. Each player sacrifices X lands. Devastating Dreams deals X damage to each creature. That is some serious business right there. Like, if you have no cards left in your hand, right? Like, if you just discard the rest of your cards, like, let's say you discard 3 or 4 cards after playing this, or, I mean, you play this on turn 2 and discard, what, 4 cards, right? Because you would play it, so you play a land on turn 1, you're down to 6 cards or 7 cards if you're on the draw, right? Turn 2, you play a land, so you draw. So you draw, you go to 8, play a land, you're at 7. Draw, you're at 8, play a land, you're at 7. Play this, you're at 6. Throw 6 cards away, but why would you want to play it on turn 2? Because your opponent's only going to have 2 lands, so it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, like, playing this on turn like 4 or 5 could really goozle your opponent, I guess. But it would really set the game back, right? Because it blows up your lands too, right? Each player sacrifices X lands, and it deals X damage to each creature, so it like wipes the board. That's pretty weird and strange, but hey, also interesting. If you're playing like a red aggro weenie deck, you only need like 2 lands in play, right, to play your creatures and stuff. So as long as you have like 4 or 5 lands, you play this for 2, play it for 3 or 4, wipe their big things, you're left with like 1 land or 2 lands in play, and then now you don't have to worry about it because you're going to play little rinky-dink dudes for 1 or 2 mana and keep getting in, and they have to build their mana base back up to be able to play their 4 and 5 drops, right? It's interesting. It's an interesting little rare. I don't know how I feel about it. It feels like it wouldn't be very fun to play in Commander because you're going to blow up everybody's lands, and nobody likes that. And we got a common. I missed a common somehow. So there you go. Hydromorph Guardian. I guess I miscounted. No, 4. And then I took... Oh, I took 3 uncommons, but our foil was an uncommon, and I didn't know that at the time. So I took 3 uncommons and then the rare, but it was actually the first common that I took. So we got Hydromorph Guardian as our common there. And then our foil is a Circular Logic. So if you saw that at the beginning, there's our foil. Absolutely gorgeous foil We got 2 foils this week out of this random packs. That's kind of cool. But foil Circular Logic is going for about $5-ish, $4. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I mean, like, it's a counterspell that still sees play, and I mean, Circular Logic actually has a price tag to it, just in normal as well, right? Like, Circular Logic is about $1 in normal, which is why I was like, oh, it's got to be over $1 for sure in foil. I did see that this was the foil we got when we opened the pack because it was right on the front. So there you go. I saw it. Maybe you guys saw it before too, but there we are. Circular Logic foil, very nice. So we got 2 foils. We got an uncommon here worth something, and we got some interesting rares that are like very situational, both kind of like a board wipe type card. But I think the Dimensional Breach is a little more fun, in my opinion, because everybody gets their stuff back. It just takes a long time. Whereas Devastating Dreams just like wipes the board, and then it's like nothing else goes on for a number of turns because you've blown up all the lands and like they don't come back, and like, yeah. So I think I like the Dimensional Breach more than the Devastating Dreams, but that's just me. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this little Thursday shuffle. We opened some pretty old packs here. A lot of fun for me. Some memories from Scourge, some new stuff from Torment that I haven't seen before, so pretty nice there. I hope you all had a wonderful day, and as always, may your pulls ever be better.